Welcome to the Smite Force Chronicles, brought to you today by Time. Time. I never have enough of it. Time. There we go. I don't have enough time. We are time boxed today. I have a hard stop at 1:30, I believe, for a critical meeting at work. But all good. All right. So, when you were last here, I think you finished an encounter with some black cult of the dragon, if I'm not mistaken. You got a couple of good punches in, but they all escaped somewhere, probably north, from what you can tell. They were sort of flanking you. You heard some movement over on the from the island area, and you also some movement to the north. You actually spotted the people to the north, so you're pretty convinced of what they are. I'm happy to see that Toph is taking a nice bath in the trough there, which is a good place for her. And then you made your way over to the merchants. So Dawn came, you made your way to the merchants, and you exchanged some goods. I think some of you bought some magic weapons, and some of you bought some supplies. And your next steps is Mr. Captain Smirts is going to, when you're ready, head out onto the river to take you to where you need to be. Does that track with your recollections?
Indeed.
Aye.
Awesome. So, can anyone catch up? I think Milan was out. Hi, Milan. Can anyone catch up Milan on my behalf for where you guys are heading and why? I had a feeling it's been so long.
I forgot what his name is. Oh, Smurfy.
Well, there's Captain Smirts and Mr. Jazz Hands.
That's right. Captain Smurf and the Jazz Man is taking us on boat down the river. We're going to be going to some mines. Apparently, there's a party, and we're going to find some cool trinkets that might help us with our quests with the magic box thing that Tyros has. That was Dinjarin's best attempt at trying to explain to our comrade.
Yes, and if he had written it to you, you would have backwards R's and all sorts of fun things.
In crayon font.
Yeah, not the brightest. Yes, he speaks in crayons is what he does. Yeah, so I think that's pretty accurate, right? So Captain Smirts, as a reminder, because it may have been lost in a narrative, Captain Smirts has been hired to take you guys at least as far as Seacomer, right? It's downriver, and from there, you can sort of figure out your next steps. You're trying to make your ways to the mines of Tethymar, which is where there's supposedly a piece of the Arcanic Wayfinder located. All right, so now you're all caught up. Welcome. And what do you guys want to do the rest of the time here?
Well, I have to give some things to Glory.
All right, so you guys can do that exchange.
Amulet. So I just dragged that from inventory onto Glory's token, correct?
I don't know if that works, but you can try and see if that happens. If that works. Otherwise, I think you go into the lower left.
I have to go stand by Glory. Hold on.
Yeah, but I think.
Did Milan want to do?
Hold on. I think the way you want to do it, though, Adam, is you go over there.
I got it.
You hit trade. Oh, you did? It worked?
From Dinjarin.
All right. Well, if that worked, then go for it. Otherwise, you have to hit that trade button.
Hey, what'd you do, Dinjarin? Just drag?
No, I hit request trade in the bottom left.
Oh, bottom left.
But
yeah.
she canceled it. I was taking too long.
Oh, my bad.
Where do you do the bottom left of what?
Of the screen, if you look at the map, bottom left
okay.
where it says players, if you hit request trade, select who you want it to trade with, and then I'll say I felt so bad about the whole deck of mini things. I bought you the spell book. Hopefully it makes up for, the fact that I may have accidentally, inadvertently caused you to lose all your magic items.
Who is this guy?
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Why isn't this loading? Thanks
No,
for doing that, you guys.
Yeah, you
I-
still owe me some gold.
So, Dejarn, you just wasted a 20 on something. What was that for?
Yeah, I kind of told myself, because I'm not the smartest, that every day we start, I'm gonna roll a 20, and if I get a 1, then I have to pull from the deck of many things, because my curiosity will have peaked and got me. But if I get a 20, then I don't have to. But so
Just rolling the dice on life every day.
yeah, pretty much.
Have you discussed that with everybody?
No,
No.
Because the deck of many things, as you guys have all learned, there's absolutely
there's
consequences
consequences for everyone.
for everyone.
But Dinjarin isn't the brightest, right? So I'd just be like, oh, hey, kind of feel like pulling one. Because my thought would be like, no, guys, look, we can get riches this way really quickly.
Yes, that seems that, and yeah, I think that plus a lottery ticket will make you rich for sure. So yeah, we're just sort of hanging tight. You guys they're milling around. You got the Smirtzos, Smirts, Spanky, and
Yeah,
Jazz Hands are sort of like trading stories around the fire. And
Are there Melon, you may want to check out the. Oh, I guess they're gone, right?
no, the vendors are still there.
Okay. You might want to
Yeah, I was
check out
going to
the
suggest that.
Yeah, to see if there's anything you want. Some of them, if you talk to them, they may have things that are not necessarily on the shelves that may be of better use.
I want not for material items, properties inherently theft.
Ooh. When Melan doesn't play, we don't get these gems. So the birds are tweeting. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna fast forward the time a little bit to about 8:41.
I just want to proclaim out loud to the DM that I have equipped myself with an amulet for my deity that I have sworn myself to going forward.
That
I wear it with
is-
honor and pride, and if anybody has any questions, please, I'm here to guide you towards the light.
So as as I need to understand your deity more.
What is the name of your deity?
Yeah, if you could whisper that into my into
Yeah,
me,
let
that'd
me
be
get back to you on that. I'm not a
Is it? Are we talking Lathander or Shar? No,
I
but that's-
have it in
that's
my
great.
notes. I just need to hold on. Just let me go find
Yeah,
it.
well,
Charmander.
While you guys are deciding what to do, yeah, we'll need to sort of know that because I want to know if if it's good, evil, otherwise, right?
If you want good, just go with Lathander.
Well, because there's
No,
this
not
world
necessarily
where
good.
there's this world where you also have an imp, right, who's evil and
Yeah.
is going to constantly try to corrupt you. And there may be, if you're worshiping a good god, there may be an interplay between you and the imp.
You could
Yeah, well-
worship Shar, who is the goddess of night, and she's like, I don't know, about thievery and mystery and stuff. But she's also kind of mean and evil. I don't know.
As aren't all gods somewhat mean and evil? I'll drop
You
Salem.
could probably use ChatGPT
You probably could.
to figure out what your god is called.
Yep.
Can I use Hecate? Or
Yeah,
does it
just
have to be?
We'll just
Here, hold on.
if it's a custom god, that's fine. We'll just need to build out the relationship, the religion, the pantheon, all that.
I just don't know any of the. Like, I've done research, but otherworldly patron. Fiend, the iconic pick for a patron. Demons or lower plane beings seek evil, corruption, and destruction. Never mind.
think that's for warlock packs, right? Are you
Yeah.
a warlock?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I may not know what your character
I
is.
am.
he's a warlock indeed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Aaron, maybe you can help me because I've tried to do my own research on deities and like I can't remember the names. They're always like something.
There's a
Oh, your divine patron is the Raven Queen, the deity of death and fate. As a warlock, you have made a pact with the Raven Queen in exchange for knowledge and power. This thirst for knowledge drives you, and you believe that self-improvement can only be achieved through acquiring more information. So it's the Raven Queen.
perfect.
Yeah.
Thomas, I can't hear you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think that's in your
Yeah, it's in my notes. That's why I didn't have it memorized, but the Raven Queen is my deity.
Yeah, that's in your private journal, right? Over in the sidebar.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Toph,
I did a bunch of research and put it into my private journal. Anyways.
And you guys do remember that you guys have those private journals, right? So there's a lot there. I keep adding stuff for you.
So if
I created
anybody
one for
would
you,
like
Toph.
to know more about the Raven Queen, I have pronounced myself to knowledge and her.
All right, so the Raven
By the
Queen will
way,
get a different voice next time. I'll make one for her.
Glory.
Hmm.
I forgot. I don't know if this might help you with conjuring magical things, but I did cut the tongue out of one of the mimics we battled. So if you want it,
I would love it. Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Really trying to lose that mimic tongue.
Well, I was gonna cook it over a barbecue and see if it might taste good in like a stew or something, but you know,
You put the in mimic.
I figured it may be better suited for use of a magical.
I have to say I'm struggling to not have restraint from accepting things from you because you're good now. And so, but I like every time you're like, hey, would you like this? I'm like, what is this mimic tongue going to do to me? Is it going to make me, become, or I can't speak anymore?
I'm just overly concerned with our group's being and making sure that we are going to survive this next leg of our journey. So I want us all to be as prepared as possible.
See.
So, has everyone done with the merchants? Have you done what you need to do? Are you ready to get on the road? Yep. Or on the river, I should say.
On the boat.
On the boat. Tyros, you are, until someone tells me otherwise, the leader, so you make the call when it's time to go.
I think if we're all ready to head out, now seems like a good time. Did anyone want to grab some scones for the road, or are we all good?
Fun fact,
All right,
Sarah, in real life, Sarah, in that meeting today, when they said they had scones, I immediately looked at you and grabbed a scone.
Oh.
That was for Glory.
I was being bitchy, so I probably didn't recognize it.
It's all
I was
good.
being a butthurt.
All right, now I got to check that not safe for kids box again. Awesome. So, you guys, on the house as part of your breakfast offering, the innkeeper sends her daughter out and she delivers to you little to-go bags. Each bag has some scones, some berries, various tea and coffee combos. Like, you guys are pretty much set. It's kind of like the McDonald's breakfast of the pickled wyvern. They call it the pickled breakfast. So you should be in pretty good shape. And on that, Captain Smirts gives you a nod and leads you down the shores to the boat he has waiting for you. So let me pull that up.
Can we bring our airship along like a balloon tied to the back?
Oh yeah, I believe that was Tyros. Sure, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were going to, like, when you go from point A to point B, you were going to call the airship.
I
Or
think
you
the airship just comes to wherever I am. I
No,
don't
you
think
have
it needs to follow us, does it?
No, you have to tell. You have to call it with that stone. You don't know of any way to make it follow you like a balloon, but to Toph's point, you do know that every once in a while you should pull that stone out and call your airship because you don't know the range per se. Right.
Now, will it hover above? Like, so if I call it right now
It'll move to that position and then stop.
and then stop.
Yeah.
But if we go onto this boat with Captain Smurf at our destination, if I were to pull out the stone, will it come there or does it have a range?
Well, you know what I'm gonna say, right?
Insight check?
Yep. You asked a thing
All right,
that I want you to have to. So let's see. You're the holder.
Adam, I'm
so-
trying to figure it out. I don't know about money yet, so I'll just give me a minute.
Yeah, I don't know if it has to happen when I gave you the orb or whatever, but we can do that another time.
Well, it's saying I only have 2 gold. But I remember distinctly having a conversation about having way more than that.
If
So-
your money, don't get too worked up about money total. Let me look at your inventory. Oh, you have 116 gold. Can I tell people what you have?
Yeah, I don't care.
And you have 40 platinum. You have a lot of gold.
Yeah, I need to give 75 of those to Adam. Or sorry, to Tempe. So I don't know how to do that because when I go to do a trade, it says I only have 2 gold pieces.
Hold on. Select what you want to trade with. Hold on, let me highlight you. And you want to trade with who? With Curtis?
Tempe. No.
Tempe. Adam. Okay. And
I don't know, Curtis, do I owe you anything for the book? Or is that out of the goodness of your heart?
That was purely out of the goodness of my heart for allowing you to pull from my deck of many things, destroying all of your goods.
So did you get a share request?
No.
No, I mean it should have been from Adam.
Yeah, accept.
All right, so add currency. Okay, so in the lower left, when I see add currency for Glory, because you can't see this, right, Glory? This is just me.
Yeah.
When I see add currency, I see a slider with all of your golds, and you have 116. And how many did you want to give him? And I'll just do it this time to see if it works.
Yeah.
How much? 105?
75.
75. All right, 75. Let's just see if this works.
But in my inventory, I only have 2 gold. So either I'm pulling from the wrong place or
I don't know. Where are you seeing 2 gold? In your inventory, I see 116.
I'm in inventory. I scroll all the way down. It says gold.
That's
under
2
mimic.
gold. No, that's 2 gold bars.
Gold
Look
bar.
at look at the bottom.
Oh, I see.
APs.
All right, Tempe. Let's see if this works though. So I gave you 75 gold, and you just should have to accept it, right, Tempe?
Yeah, I hit accept twice. Okay. Oh, it said it got closed.
By the way, those gold bars are worth quite a bit of coin if you trade
I
them.
should have sold it to the
Yeah.
merchant.
There we go. Yeah, it worked. Okay, so
Cool,
that's how you do it.
thanks.
Okay, so he's been
All
paid.
right, I was
Next-
just pulling from the wrong place. Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, you have gold ingots, and if you sell those, you have bank.
Okay, yeah.
And if you want to go sell those, you can do that now. But otherwise, you're gonna go on your way.
I will warn you though, if you sell them, you may become encumbered. I kind of sold a little bit of my stuff, and
I'll just wait till next time. I'm fine. I don't
Down
need.
by your gold.
You guys are
right
heading
now.
to Seacomer, so it's probably okay. All right, so you ready? All right, so you guys head down to shores, right? You've got, you're stocked up. You've got your little goodie bags from the pickled wyvern. You're munching on scones, and you're pretty excited about the adventure. Smirts himself is a jolly fellow. dressed like a captain, talks like a captain, knows this, knows this river well. Probably a good wealth of knowledge. Let's see, where are we at? Making sure that I have him for you. Fail. I'm meeting Harper. And there you go. So one last look as you turn around. You all should see it now. One last look at the pickled campsite that you're leaving behind on this lovely, lovely morning. And loading. And tell me when you guys see it.
We do see ourselves floating on the river.
So here you are.
Where are all the controls in green at the top?
Low bridge.
You guys can see the controls in green?
I did.
Mine went away. I did for a minute, but it's gone.
Oh, it's
yeah,
probably while it was loading. Those are my
This is some
controls.
Huck Finn
Yeah, so you guys are on.
visuals.
So you at first you were a little disappointed. You went down, you went down expecting you'd been traveling by airship and you've been, some pretty glorious stuff. And Smirt's here, he puts you onto this sort of open top barge. And he tells you he has a second barge with a top, but given the splendor of the river and really just, the fact that you guys are going to probably want to be aware, he thinks. He thought this open top barge is sort of a better bet for you. He starts weaving tales of the river, telling you about the local folk. It's beautiful, yeah. And as the day goes on, let's fast forward a couple hours. So it gets to about 10:30 in the morning. You realize that over time, some of the bridges are less and less frequent. The terrain changes slightly, and you're getting more into the sort of deeper wilderness. So the question: do you have any questions for Captain Smirts? Because you're now in a situation where you're doing some traveling, and we're going to roll for encounters and all that good stuff.
And Jarn was just sitting there like this, enthralled in the stories about everything. He was like, "Wow, that sounds cool."
Well, there
Glory
you go.
goes and starts praying to the Raven Queen.
All right, so you guys are free to move around. Don't fall off the boat, or I'll make you roll something. But you're free to move around the boat. Yeah, so the journey from Daggerford to Seacombe along the River Dimbley. I've had to say this 1,000 times, and I never can pronounce it well. Delimbeer is picturesque and even eventful, and eventful. As you set off, you're greeted by the sight of verdant countryside, lush fields, dense forest. They're stretching out as far as the eye can see. The river, shimmering blue ribbon, kind of greenish if you ask me, meanders through the landscape, reflecting the sky above. And let's send this image to you. It's a nice little view. You aren't in those boats. Those are some neighborhood kids fishing. The voyage is not without its challenges. The river's swift currents and hidden sandbars test your skill as navigators, while the ever-present threat of bandits and hostile creatures keeps you on guard. Despite these obstacles, you find moments of camaraderie and wonder during your journey. Now, as you guys sort of make your way down the river, you realize, this barge was purposeful. This is the perfect sort of conveyance for this kind of a river, right? It's stable but maneuverable. You feel safe and secure. Plenty of space to sort of mill around. Kind of like the perfect thing for river travel. All right, so how do you want to do this? It's about 10 a.m. It's, no one needs to go to sleep. But are you guys stacked on the boat in case there is an encounter? Are you guys stacked on the boat where you want to be? Looks like you've got some good stuff.
I want to ask Smurfy, what kind of things may attack us while we're on this river? Are there like big beasts that might come after us? Are most of them in the shores? Like, could they reach us? Or Like, are there water beasts?
That's a good question, my friend. And it's Smirt. It's Smirt. Captain Smirt, if you will. Not Smurfy,
Smirt.
not Smur, not
Right.
Smirt. It's Smirt.
I have a hard time with names. I just have a hard time remembering things, so I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay, son. That's okay. Look, yeah, look, this is we can come in and out of areas. In the deep wilderness, yeah. There's risk of coyote or bear or, honestly, the thing that scares me most are sort of the wanderers, people that sort of live out in the middle of nowhere. They aren't always the friendliest of people. But yeah, just normal nature experiences is something that you would expect here. I travel this river, quite often, and for the most part, feels pretty safe. On occasion, I've run into a ruffian, or one other time I came upon a bear. And the interesting thing about the river is, it's hard to come to complete stops immediately, like when a bear's there. But the bear, it snooted around. Turns out it was just teaching its cubs to fish, and paid me no mind. So even that encounter was none too harsh.
And these wanderers are they more in trying to protect their territory, or are they just bandits like who try to steal coin and steal from people? Like,
yeah, there's a mix. Look, you have your normal wanderers. These are hunters, trappers, people who live the land and prefer sort of the life of solitude. You have others who are on the run and hiding out, right? Those are the ones I want to avoid because they tend to not really have the faculties to live off the land and hunt and rely on unlucky strangers and the goods they carry to sort of feed their bellies and line their pockets with coin. But it all depends. For the most part, as I said, I'm fine, and I've got my sword at my side. I'm convinced that unless we're come upon by a large group, that we will be just fine, my friend. As a matter of fact, let's turn this topic of danger into something exciting. I don't think you could have planned this better, but on arrival in Seacomer, you're arriving at a fantastic time of year. They're getting ready to host their annual festival of the Jumble Jester. There'll be drinks and tents and drinks and games and drinks and food and drinks.
so there'll be
That's what I'm hearing.
I'm sorry, friend, I didn't hear you over the water's rustle.
Said I like what I'm hearing.
I'm with you. I am so excited about this. It is one of my favorite things to do and to experience, and I'm just delighted. I hope you'll take some time as you make your way to wherever it is you're heading, and spend some time at the festival. It is a fantastic event, and the people of Seacomer, just the kindest people.
I thought you knew where we were heading, aren't you our guide?
I've been hired to take you as far as Seacomer, and then what happens next is between you and I. But no, Spanky is and Jazz Hands. They didn't share the specifics of the plan. I just know that you have been tasked with something, and that we want to avoid the eyes of some unsavory folk. Hence some river travel as opposed to the more well-traveled roads.
That sounds good. Cool.
Ah, cool. That's one of my catchphrases. Cool.
That is one of my favorite catchphrases. Yeah, so you guys are, heading out, and you guys are welcome to ask Smirts from time to time anything you want. I'm going to fast forward the time a bit to get you to about 2 o'clock, and we're going to roll to see if you encounter anything. Uno momento. And good news. Time has passed, and all is good for now. But tomorrow's another day. So at this moment, in sort of the next 6-hour block, anything that you want to do or say before I forward you ahead?
Would these times that pass, would these be considered long rests where we can get our spell slots back?
You can choose to do a long rest, but then you need to let me know. Otherwise, I'm just moving you guys in about 4-hour blocks until it's bedtime.
All right. Well then, for the next 4 hours, because as a elf or a drow, my long rest is the equivalent of a 4-hour rest due to meditation. I'm gonna rest so that I could gain my spell slot back.
All right. So you can you want to do this as an official short rest?
It would be a long rest for me, because 4 hours is technically a long rest for.
All right. So let's do that then. I'll do. Hold on. Let me do a not a new day.
And I'd like to take advantage of the same thing so I can attune to this dagger.
Okay, so so this will be this will put us into the evening. So this is just assuming that you guys are going off on your own and concentrating and maybe getting a little shut eye, which is totally fine. But it's not going to be, just so you know, it's not going to be a new day. It'll push it forward. Probably, I think for this to kick off, it'll probably be roughly 8 hours.
I stayed up late fighting bandits the other night, so I'm a bit tired.
And who's resting? I've got Dinjarin.
And Tyros. And I'm an elf as well, so same equivalent. I don't need a full long rest, I don't believe, to attune.
All right, so let me get the people who are long resting.
How can you tell if you don't need a long rest to attune?
I'm sorry?
How do you tell if you don't need a long rest to attune to something?
You always need you'll need a I think attunement is always a long rest. Or unless your character can do a long rest in a short amount of time like Dinjarin's. So yeah, before I add or remove people, let me know who's all taking a long rest.
Why not?
I'll take a long rest to attune.
All right, so okay, so we'll do this a different way. Dinjarin, you're taking a long rest, correct? Yes. Glory, are you taking a long rest? Yes or no?
Yes, sure.
All right. Alexandria, are you taking a long rest?
I'm happy to guard.
All right, so Alexandria is out. Salem does not count. Tempe is taking a long rest, he said, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Stephanos. Stephanos, you said you are taking a long rest, correct?
Yes.
Let's see. Get rid of this one. All right, Toph, are you taking a long rest?
She had to leave at 1 for a meeting.
Let's long rest her then. Why not, right? Doesn't hurt. Tyros is taking a long rest, and that is it. So I'm going to now long rest you guys. Yes. Begin long rest. All right, you should be prompted to take your long rest.
So during a long rest, what do I need to do to attune to the dagger? Just click on the cog?
No, I just got to tell me which dagger it is, and then I will attune you for it.
It is the Dagger of Warning.
All right, so Dagger of Warning. And let me unlock you.
Excellent.
You should be attuned now, correct? There you go.
I still have the cog on it.
Yeah, but it should have turned
The
different
little
color.
cog wheel. Yeah, it's gray now.
Yeah, so it should be. That means it should mean you're attuned.
With the long rest, it's there's a section where it says select dice to roll. Do we actually have to roll anything?
No, not unless you want to. You don't have to. You automatically get it.
Okay. Then I'd like to attune to my feather of falling. Rain of feather
falling.
falling. Sorry.
Inventory.
Rain of feather falling.
And I want to attune to Wand of Paralysis.
All right, go. Hold on one second. So equipment. Looking at Stefanos, and that is in. Where is that? I'm looking for it. It's staff of healing. Oh, there it is. Ring of Featherfall, right? And attune to item. All right, so you should be now attuned. Glory, you're up. You said.
Attune to the Wand of Paralysis.
Okay, so right now you're not attuned to anything, and you were because you lost your stuff.
That's because I lost everything.
I'm like, aren't you attuned
Thanks
to a
for
bunch of
reminding me.
Well, I'm sorry. I was confused at first. I'm like, where did her stuff go? All right, so it's the Wand of
Paralysis.
Ooh, that's a good item.
It's clearly not as good as the Wand of whatever the other one was. That was too much for me. Thanks a lot for that.
Hey, you know what? It's all good.
Just dangle a carrot in front of me and make me feel bad that I'm too poor.
All right, so here's the deal. Everyone's good?
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna crank the time. Time passes, and then I'll see if there's any. Comeuppance. So it's about 5 a.m. and I gotta roll to see if anything happens. And nothing happened. So you guys, you slept through the day, and you were up at night, and maybe that was because you thought, if anything nefarious was going to happen, it was going to happen at night for you. So, any questions? It's still the daylight's coming up. What are you guys going to do at 5 a.m.?
This dagger of warning, and I don't know if I need to notify you ahead of time. While this is on my person, we have advantage, or I have advantage on initiative rolls. But in addition, myself and any companions within 30 feet of us cannot be surprised. There's something. The weapon awakens when there are enemies in range.
Yeah. 100%. So Smirch is like, any questions? How'd you guys, how are you guys holding up? Are you guys getting tired? It was nice to have company throughout the night. If it's okay with you.
Yeah, if it's okay with a lot of you, if one of you could just sort of like, the boat knows the way, and I'm just gonna pull my hat down over my eyes and get a shut eye for a couple of hours, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, I can steer the ship for you.
It doesn't take much, just left and right, right? And here's this lever right off of the right off the back end here. Drops the river anchor, and it takes us to a complete hard stop needed.
All right, do you wanna go up to the front and lay down there? Or I can hang out back here.
No, I love laying on top of my bags, and it's actually, don't tell anyone. This is the most comfortable part of the damn barge. Plenty of room. I'll move over a smidge for you. There you go.
I go to the edge and just kind of peer into the forest and see if I could see anything.
Yeah, and so right now you're seeing forest, you're seeing deers. It's quite beautiful, actually, right? You are in sort of the deep wilderness, and Tyros, your dagger starts to sort of tingle at your side, and I don't know if it glows. I'm not familiar with your dagger, but it does its thing, and you reach out and immediately hit the hard stop. Something's up.
Something's up, guys. I'm feeling some movement in my dagger. It's letting me know that there might be some danger around here.
Oh, question.
Everyone ready yourselves.
If there's danger, wouldn't we want to keep going?
Did you want to keep going?
I'll ready myself.
I think we
I'm
keep
ready.
the boat moving.
All right, so Tyros takes that button and starts to proceed forward again. Right, but that dagger is sort of getting stronger and stronger and stronger, and you sort of come up to this bend, and as you and your companions navigate the winding river aboard your sturdy vessel, the lush green landscape seems almost idyllic. The journey from Daggerford to Seacomer has been relatively peaceful thus far, and with the only occasional wildlife sighting to break the monotony. However, as you round the bend in the river, you suddenly notice a group of 6 cloaked figures standing on the shore. Their black garments adorned with symbols of sinister black cult of the dragon. They appear to be waiting for you, their expressions cold and determined. Right? And it doesn't take much for you guys to connect the dots that whoever was in your camp, this may be them or they had notified somebody. But there's something up, and that dagger, that dagger is like about maxed out.
Quick, everyone put on their costumes.
So those
they'll think we're a part of their group.
Wait, do they see us yet?
Yeah, so they clearly have seen you. They see you coming downstream, and you see them sort of back into the forest for just a second. You lose sight of them.
Have we passed the spot where they were?
Yeah, what
Can we
side
roll
of the
some kind of check?
So you're coming up to their spot. It's about 30 feet from here.
Can we roll some kind of? Can we roll a? Maybe this would be an Arcana or a investigation to find out if we recognize anything about the Are they a type of magical creature that perhaps one of us recognizes? Like, can we? What kind of check? An insight check. Okay.
Yeah, I got you covered. And even though the river's moving, just assume that I'm not gonna have them come upon you. Your knowledge. Ooh, someone rolled a 20.
Alexandria, extra insightful today.
Oh, I heard a fumble.
That was me. I had to balance off the 20.
Yeah, I was gonna say. All right, we're just waiting for Glory.
You get a 10, Nick.
And here we go. Oh, tons of insight. Yeah, you guys know a few things. Yeah, there's some sort of magic's at play, and it seems familiar. You seem to have experienced it on the airship, right? So there's something that happened on the airship is clearly there's a vibe and you're getting. So it's not you're about 20 feet from that spot. These are clearly black cultists. They have seen you. They have just disappeared for a second. Now you're at about 10 feet.
Do we see how they arrived here? Are there any other boats, or is there anything in the sky, or do we hear horses or anything? A sense of how they got here?
What you hear is right now you hear a little rustling to the north and to the south of your boat, as if sort of almost flanking you, and you hear the water ahead of you start to bubble.
I have a question. I'm very curious to use my wand to see what kind of power this wand holds. My question is, if we keep going and there's these people in the water, if I paralyze them and we keep going and we go, can we go over them?
100%.
If they're paralyzed,
yeah, they'll be just floating.
Okay.
They'll be floating, right?
I have two questions. One, if we keep going and they're paralyzed, will we be hurt? Do I notice some sort of force field or something that will impact us?
Not the people you saw. They're too small. You haven't sensed a force field at all.
Okay, and so then my second question is if we keep going through them, does it kill them, or will it just kind of push them aside? That's kind of what I want to know this wand will do to paralyze them.
Well, so what happens to them depends on if they're in front of the barge and the barge hits them. If they paralyze and they flop on their belly and drowned, right? if how deep the water is. There's a number of factors that might happen,
Right.
right? And sort of as you sort of are running that through your head,
Mm-hmm.
you guys come to a full stop because you slam into something hard. And with an unsettling sense of purpose, the cultists begin to sort of chant, and they appear. Now that you've been
But I want
slammed
to use
shut,
my
like,
wand.
well, you may still get to use your wand. But to the north and to the south of you, cultists appear on each side. They've come back out of the forest, and this giant crocodile like bursts from the water. Right. So with an unsettling sense of purpose, they begin to chant in unison. You can feel the air around you grow heavy with dark energy. A moment later, the river surface begins to roil and churn as if stirred by some unseen force. Suddenly, a monstrous crocodile emerges from the murky depths. Its enormous size and gnarled teeth, scales betraying its unnatural origins. So here's a nice picture that I created. So enjoy. The giant crocodile lunges towards your boat. Its gaping maw filled with razor-sharp teeth, threatening to tear the vessel apart. With the cultists blocking your path, you and your companions must quickly devise a plan to deal with both the beasts and the sinister masters. The good news is you weren't surprised, right? You guys were readied. I'm going to give you opportunity. Each of you will have opportunity. But the bottom line is you're sort of at full stop. This is a trap, and with that means I need to take all y'all and add you to combat. Which I know, Tempe, you hate combat, and this is probably a real bummer. But I need you all to roll for initiative. I also need to put on some better music. All right. Who we got left?
Where's the initiative on the hot bar?
Oh, on the hot bar. Fun. Look at it on your left. There'll be an orange button dancing at the top. It only appears when you can.
I don't have that.
Wait, where's Tempe at? Tempe. I see roll initiative right under where it says Tempe of whatever. Have you selected your character and open that thing up? Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to roll for Toph. And it's a normal roll. And you did roll with advantage, correct, Pyros?
No.
Yep.
Awesome. And begin combat.
It's your turn. Jesus.
So you are now in combat, y'all. You're going to get one round. So here's how we're going to do this. You're going to get one round. Close that down. I need to figure out how to make it stop popping up. You're going to get one round where we skip the bad guys, and then we're going to go through basically the same stack rank a second time. So this will be the way that we'll manage who's up next, just to get your opportunity attacks out of the way. Does that seem fair enough? No, they're not opportunity attacks. They're your. You weren't surprised. You were ready for them. So it was readiness. Fair? Agreed? It don't matter.
Sounds good.
Alexandria, you're up. You get to take your attack first.
Yes, we all know my wits are almost as quick as my strikes.
Ooh, I like your vibrato. So Alexandria, you see to the south of you, you see a cultist in a red cape.
Yeah.
And another in a
So
purple cape.
if I take an opportunity, can I move or?
No,
Am I allowed to move?
it's from where you are. So the way this is more of a ranged thing.
Okay. Not exactly my specialty, but I'll do my best here.
And while this is going on, Captain Smirts is like,
What's going on? What the hell? We're in a bit of trouble, I see. We'll make short work of these assholes.
All right. So what's your play there, Alexandria?
Can I? Okay, can I throw a dagger?
100%. You can throw a dagger.
So can I? Would it just be like a normal attack?
Yep. It's just you
All
target
right.
and then you throw the dagger.
All right, let's do it.
Just remember to pick
I
it
don't
up
have
because-
any. I unfortunately have no.
Yeah, you do. You have lame daggers. They're down in your inventory.
No. What I'm saying is I have no like. Because I have no
I don't know where you're going with this. I can't predict what you're going to say.
because I have no. I don't have any like.
It's your turn.
I don't have any ranged weapons. I have no choice but to throw my dagger.
You know, you have 5 regular
Your
daggers,
turn
so you
comes.
just now need to go pick up your dagger on your next turn, otherwise it's gone. So you're good. You did some serious, dagger damage, I suppose. So Smirt, Smirt targets the same guy that you targeted, what does he have? Oh, I have to target the right person, right? And you see he has a longbow in his hand and attacks. But from his position over the bow, he has to attack with disadvantage. It's okay, he still hits just fine. Does 7 points of damage, and he has multi-attack, so he goes again. With disadvantage. This time he's not so lucky, and the arrow flies past the cult fanatic, and you hear it whoosh into the trees behind. Smirt's gonna hang tight where he
It's your
is.
turn.
This brings down Salem. Can either go. Doesn't have any range, so I wouldn't recommend it, Glory. Otherwise,
No, Salem's just chilling. In fact, I'm wondering if I want to send Salem back to the demon world. So
you're gonna dismiss him for now.
I think so. I'm just gonna say, hey, I don't feel like I'm giving you the demon lifestyle that you desire, and so I want you to go back to the underworld and thrive and do as you wish upon the souls down there. And when I need you and I know that I can give you what you seek, I will bring you back.
And with an evil grin, he's like,
Thy will is my bidding. Have you considered the path of
I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
I've got to figure out why my voices suck sometimes. Basically, he was saying, he's really giddy. He's like, your wish is my command. I will do your bidding. Thank you for some downtime. And also, have you considered the path of evil? The path of evil is a very rewarding path, and you should come join me on my evil journeys. But until you call me, farewell. And he whooshes away into wherever it is that he hails.
Cool.
That brings us to a fanatic, which they can't go.
It
Tyros,
is
you're
your
up.
turn.
We have 8 minutes left of gameplay, and I'm hoping that we can get to the bottom of this round. And everyone gets to hit something. So,
All right, I've targeted the cultist to the north. I am going to use my firebolt, and I have advantage.
All right.
On that. Oh, and a crit.
You did indeed crit, so you critically hit this this cultist, and
Okay.
it feels
It is
pretty
your
good.
turn. It is your turn.
And it was an insta kill.
He's sort of disintegrated.
Yeah, so not only that, part of the problem was not only did you crit him, but he also burst into flames for some reason because of your crit. Now I do need you, even though he's dead, roll from the crit table.
Yes. Which one is that again? There it is.
Huzzah! Body blow. Your
Huzzah.
target's lung is slashed. That results in it being stunned for 2 rounds, but it's stunned permanently. It's dead.
He's not getting up.
And
And for those who used to play the Fantasy Grounds game, you may have noticed that I've brought back a blast from the past. Your dead characters now turn into our old dead tokens.
Oh, I noticed that.
Yeah. Not only
That's
that,
awesome.
but I can also, at the end of the round, they will turn into these. Skadoosh! Item piles. But not yet.
It is your turn.
This brings us to
I have
Stephanos.
ended my turn.
Yeah, so Stephanos, you off to your left, you see Tyros do something what looked ranged to you and explodes this cultist into like first a burst of blood and flames. It makes no sense. It's all good, but you see a big ass grin on his face. Stephanos, it's your turn.
Yep. I'm going to use my vicious blowgun on Cult Fanatic. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
And it's a solid hit. You guys are having a hell of a
It
day.
is your
Hell of a
turn.
day.
Was that
All right. Where is that
And
cultist
then-
that you hit?
It was to the right of Toph.
Right of Toph. Oh, Cult Fanatic. Wait, to the right of
Just
Toph.
Cult Fanatic.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one. Can you ping it on the map for me? So I'm not seeing it. Oh, that one.
Bottom
Okay.
left.
Oh yeah, you're lucky you didn't fumble because you did not have you had sight, but not. Oh wait, this one over here.
No, this one.
Did it do any damage?
It looks like it only took half. That's why I was confused.
Hold on. You hit them and it took half because for some reason it took half. Probably because it had a +2 AC for cover.
I see.
You did 3 points of piercing damage.
I see.
But I'm trying to figure out. It doesn't look like it took any damage off of it. So you did have him targeted, right?
Yes. And
Alright,
the
so
blood
let me-
splattered.
Oh, you guys see blood splattering?
Yeah.
Okay, it's probably just my client will catch up in a second. Okay, good.
Oh.
Awesome.
And
Then
then I'll end
you,
my turn.
you end your turn.
It
Toph is
your
up,
turn.
and I think Toph is going to target the same cult fanatic that's to her south. And does she have any ranged weapons? That's the question.
It is your
what does
turn.
she got? She does. So she's going to attack with a short bow. Oh, I've got to actually target it. Target. And I've got to figure out why the cameraman seems to own half of the characters now. I don't know what's going on with that. Toph back on. And roll. And she also has disadvantage for the same reason. But it's all good. She still hits. Normal hit.
It is your turn.
Ooh, and this cult fanatic is taking some serious damage. Ends her turn. Cult marksman can't go.
Make
Fanatic
ready.
can't go.
Your turn comes.
Can't
It's
go.
your turn.
Tempe, you're up.
All right. I am going to cast Speaks with Beast and try and convince this crocodile that we mean it no harm.
All right. Go for it.
Speaks with animals.
It is your turn.
All right. So you want to talk to it, I assume. It looks like it succeeded. There's
Yeah.
no roll or anything, right?
No, it's just casting a spell. We mean you no harm, crocodilian friend. We wish only to pass through your river. It is these cloaked fiends on the shore that are controlling you.
And what you get? Does this actually see? Communities are limited
Says
by
I can
intelligence.
convince it to be tasked for me at the
So it's-
GM's discretion.
Yeah, so an intelligence of 2, and what you hear does it talk out loud? So through
Yeah.
through its growly, teeth, it says, "My will is not my own."
Ah,
So, your intuition is that like
So
whether or not you
spell.
could normally control this thing or convince it, it's going to be next to impossible. You'd have to have a really high roll to convince it to do something, because it's not controlling its own will. But that's a
Well,
that's
we
a
might
thing
as well
now,
try.
right? It's being controlled,
Yeah.
so it's worthwhile. All right, so then that ends your turn, Dinjarin.
Okay. So
You have to end your turn, Tim.
yeah.
Oh, and the end turn is also on that thing. If you look at the bottom, that big green button, it'll say end turn.
It's your turn.
Okay, so I know we can't move, but we could cast spells and stuff, right? Correct?
Yeah, you can do ranged. Yeah.
Well, it's
Or-
not a ranged spell.
Oh, you have to say, yeah. You can take an action, but you can't move, so you can't like run up and hit something.
Okay, so I'm going to use my bonus action, and I'm going to use Misty Step.
Oh, that's a cheat, but yes.
It's your turn.
And I am going to, I guess, go right here, Misty Step over here.
Yep, that'll be your action.
That's a bonus action, actually.
No, you get for this thing, you get one. Like you don't
Oh.
get an action and it's not a round. It's just an action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then that's what, I guess that's it. Unless I get to take my, do I get to do my 2 actions? Because I get 2 actions normally, or for this?
Not for
one?
this. This
Okay.
is the one. This is the one thing. This is that.
All right.
This is that one action round. Which is actually. So you were.
It is your
You know.
turn.
Now you don't have to move, and you can use all of your stuff in your next turn. So it's all good. Glory, you're the last contestant for today. This is the
So
last thing
I
we're
want
gonna do today.
to, I want to turn to the people controlling the crocodile, and I want to use my wand of paralysis, hoping that by paralyzing them, it'll stop the chance of, because it'll it'll paralyze them. I don't know what the paralyzing wand does really, so I'm testing it on these people that are.
Be sure you look at it first.
I did.
Yeah. So you have 7 charges. While holding it, you can decide to expend one of its charges from the tip to any creature you can see within 60 feet of you, and it has to succeed a DC 15 Constitution, or it's paralyzed for 1 minute, which is about 6 rounds. At the end of each of their turns, they can try to unparalyze themselves. So basically, at each round, they're going to roll again and try to break your spell.
Well, I've never used this wand before, so I kind of want to just try it on
No,
these
it's totally
people.
cool.
Yeah.
So you can, if you want to target it, so each person would be, each person would expel 1 charge. Now the key is with the wand, if you use all of its charges up, it disappears. So you want to always keep 1 charge because it'll recharge every day.
Right.
So if you want to, try
can I
paralyzing
see
1
a
person
leader?
or 2, yeah, you can see. So what you see ahead of you is you see someone to the right, to the northwest. I'll ping this guy right here. You see this guy. He looks kind of badass, and he's definitely like the cult version of a ranger. To the north of you, you see a cultist. You're not sure of their weapons, but they seem almost like insane, right? Like very fanatical. You see a dead body to the left of them. To your right, you see another one of those insane-looking cultists, and then up ahead, another one of those that look like they're probably ranged. And then straight in front of you, you see a crocodile who just like he's gonna be up on you on his turn for sure.
All right, then I guess I'll just use it on the crocodile. Paralyze the
makes sense.
crocodile. Yeah.
So go ahead and
Good call.
yeah.
So
target
I
it.
need to target it, which there, I target it, and now I'm gonna
You roll.
roll.
It's your turn.
All right, and so you roll. So you're doing the wand of paralysis.
Yeah, I did it.
Hold on, I'm also looking
Oh.
at it.
Sorry.
Because I make sure that we do it right here. Wand of, where'd it It's what section is it in? So it should give you a spell. So they need to roll a. I'm not. Why am I not seeing the?
It says requires attunement by a spellcaster. So did it not attune?
You were attuned to it, but you're not a spellcaster.
What do you mean I'm not a spellcaster?
You're
I'm
a
a warlock. Those are.
Yeah, but it's like everyone in D&D can cast spells, but a spellcaster would be like a wizard.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. I bought a wand I can't use.
Potentially. But for this day, we're gonna have this guy roll
What?
a Constitution check, right?
I didn't know there was a difference between a spellcaster. I thought spellcaster was like a genre of like wizards, warlocks, people that use spells. I didn't know that was like a specific.
So the good news is for today, because we have to look into this. This is one of those things. You have now just paralyzed
Cool.
the crocodile.
Hey, there you go.
So he's paralyzed right now.
Okay.
And on that note, I have to go for my meeting, and I will see you all
Bye.
the next time.
Thanks,
And we'll
Thomas.
Thank
work through
you.
some of this. Bye, all.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.